All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, mamas and papas, you're welcome to Budweiser's Kings of Football show. I am Jimmy, and it promises to be another exciting episode of what has been, if you know anything about this show, you know I'm a diehard Arsenal fan, and it's been a tough week being an Arsenal fan. Speaking of Arsenal fans, there is another Arsenal fan in the studio. He happens to be my friend, my brother, and my fellow co-host. The one and only Ozomena is in the house. What's up, bro?
To be honest, I've got shades on because my eyes. What eyes? I'm still in tears. I think it was a horrible game. Yeah, it was a horrible game. You're looking at two teams that are on different pedestals. I think City just showed their class that day, and Arsenal. As an Arsenal fan, both of us we spoke after the game, and we didn't feel bad. Arsenal was sentenced to death. There was nothing they could do about it. There's nothing we could do about it. One person that knew Arsenal was sentenced to death was proclaiming it everywhere he could. Even while he wasn't on the show, he was going on his Twitter, talking about how Arsenal is this, Arsenal is that. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are ready wherever you are right now, please, Arsenal fans, look away. Pooja is in the house.
Good to be on the show. I like how calm, the show.
We're in tune with reality.
Because obviously, it was boys to men.
Excuse me? I don't understand what you mean.
Arsenal, clearly the boys on the night. And of course, Man City, the men. And of course, like I'm seeing boys on the show as well.
Wow.
But on a serious note, like I said, it's that game is like a season preview where you cancel it out.
Whatever you want to say, Arsenal is still top of the table. Anyways, one person I know will not take lightly to being called a boy, and he's not even going to be called a boy because he's definitely the man when he's always on the pitch. I'm talking about an ex-international that played for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. I'm talking about a man that has played for the highest levels within Europe. Ladies and gentlemen, he's a midfield maestro. Ladies and gentlemen, Ogenyi Onazi is on the show today. How do you feel, my brother?
Nice to be on the show with you guys, man.
So this man has called us boys. How should we feel?
It's just a game that has been played, but myself personally, I thought that it was going to be a very tough game, because Arsenal has had this ambition to be league title, and they wanted to be to lift this trophy at this time. But I will not accept that fact that you said men from the boys, because Arsenal has been doing incredibly perfectly well up to this point. For me, they already lost it when they were drawing those matches and they were not taking those points, 3 points. But you never can tell what can happen. Man City can go to the next game and they might have 2 red cards. Impossible. I don't know.
Amen.
Impossible.
So this is Pooja's hot take. Everyone listening, wherever you are, this is what he sent to me as his hot take for the show today. Listen, Arsenal won't get more than 6 points from their remaining 6 games. And this can be accredited to you. Why would you say this?
They are playing Chelsea, in the midweek at the Emirates. And we knew what has happened at the Emirates in the last couple of games.
Chelsea doesn't want any of their
Chelsea could be on promo in terms of, players get 3 points.
Yes.
But if you look at it very well, it could be the game to, because we are looking at derby.
Why would it be against Arsenal? When you've played in your house, you've lost 3 times in a row.
This is a derby. This is a London derby.
Oh, the other games were not derbies?
Of course. Because the derby against West Ham, so we saw what happened. They drew the game. If Arteta continue that template from the Newcastle game, the West Ham game, the Southampton game, if you continue with that template, Saka, Martinelli, I don't think they are going to win that game. I think the trust of this one have to come in, but I don't know what is going to happen. But for Chelsea, when it comes to derbies, the forms are thrown out the window. So, and if you now play Chelsea and you now go to a Newcastle who breaking all records, they've not scored this number of goals in the last 1933 years. And they're playing an Arsenal side who, in their head already, it looks like the season is over.
I don't know whether you are in their head, in their camp, or you are
because
making so much assumptions to
Legend,
get to this crazy
because Legend just said the same thing. Onazi just said the same thing about Arsenal.
That what?
Mentality, they are nowhere again.
No. He's here. We cannot give. You cannot accredit him with statements that he cannot defend. No. Ogenyi, what I want to ask you now is: this man is saying that you agree with him that potentially Arsenal is already finished. They are mentally drained. They are not going to be able to perform. A potential 18 points available for them. They are only going to get 6. Do you agree with this hot take?
No, absolutely. I don't agree with this because I think Arsenal is still fired up. I don't think they have given up on this. In as much as we know that it's going to be very difficult, because all we are looking at is if Man City is going to drop a point or is going to lose a game, which is almost impossible. But any team that Arsenal gets to meet now, I think they are going to use that as Man City game as yardstick to be able to just nail the game. I'm sorry, this is going to be a really hot one for Chelsea, because it looks like Chelsea at this point, it's I don't really know if it's village people or
no, but having said that, obviously, I'd like to get our Twitter Space audience to jump in here. I'm gonna go for someone that hasn't spoken on the show before. That's OG Junior. Do you agree that Arsenal can only take 6 out of potential 18 points? What's your name, sir?
My name is Bayo, actually. My energy actually is down at the moment.
What team do you support?
I'm a fellow Ghana like you, my brother.
Okay. This explains everything. Oh my shit, so sorry.
To be honest, is down, but I think the point about us getting 6 out of 15 is just ludicrous, to be honest. Look,
Thank you.
The only game I feel will probably hold us back is the Newcastle game.
I want to give you an opportunity to ask our veteran, our legend, our superstar, Ogenyi Onazi. Do you have a question you'd like to ask him?
So I've actually seen him before here in Lagos.
Yeah.
And
where? In the club?
Yeah. In a bank, actually.
Big bank.
He's one of the best midfielders we've had in a while. I think we haven't really seen his replacement.
That's facts.
Golden pivot of he and Mikel. They really served us for years, and I appreciate the things he did for the Eagles over the years. So big ups to him.
Thank you so much. The biggest game obviously was Arsenal taking on Man City at the Etihad Stadium. But one of the biggest fallout from that is Erling Haaland. Now, some female viewers were more excited about his hair. Some people were more excited about his assists. But some people were more excited to finally see him score and, get to his 32nd goal of the season, 33rd goal, yeah. Which kind of beat Salah's 32 record, the last time out. So, Ogenyi, this is your hot take that you gave. And you're going to have to kind of defend it a little bit. Okay. Haaland will have 45 league goals by the end of the season. Have it known that he's currently on 33 goals in the Premier League. How is he going to score another 12 goals in 7 games?
Haaland is a striker that you see that he's hungry for goals.
Right.
And whenever he misses a goal, it hurts him so much. And he never stops. Even when he's subbed out, just to rest, maybe for the next game, he's not even happy that he's subbed out.
And you see, Ogenyi, that's the point I wanted to point out now, because for me, I feel like the only way he won't get to 45 is going to be Pep Guardiola, because every time he has scored 2 goals in the first half of any game, he gets substituted. He never gets a chance to finish a hat-trick in the first half. If he doesn't finish in the first half, he's not going to get it anymore.
If being allowed to be on the pitch, of course, the manager has 100% control of whoever he wants to sub and whatever he wants to do in fact, whatever. But if he's been allowed to play 90 minutes and concentrate on that, I don't see any reason why he cannot, because he's been scoring like crazy. Some unexpected goals you see him just score, and he's in form, not like he's just like Osimhen. When you put Osimhen, anytime you just look at your phone now, you see goal.
It's Osimhen that scored, yes. Also, what do you think?
No, I think the number 45 is a stretch. But if
12 goals in 7 games, 2 goals a game.
No, but the thing is, I mean, just like what you said, you feel Pep is going to be the reason he wouldn't get there. The most interesting thing is we all know that City and Pep especially he wants to win the European title. That's why he wants to win more than anything else this year. And we know that for them to win that, for them to be able to cross the line,
they'll need Haaland.
They need Erling Haaland firing on all cylinders, because we saw the shots coming last year and everyone just felt if they could get that marquee striker to get all the goals to get the important goals in Europe, that they'll be able to cross the line. I would say he'll probably get to like 38. I think he may get to 40 if he continues on the same scoring form that he's on.
He'll fall short of 45.
But I think 38, yes, because he's definitely going to break. It's Alan Shearer and Andy Cole that have the 34 goal record in England. So I think he's definitely going to cross that.
Pooja, you agree? He's going to break it or not?
Of course not. I think.
So he won't break the 40 barrier.
No,
I'm even saying he won't break 40.
I think he can get to 40.
But not 45.
Yeah, I think there's some couple of games it will still. They play Leeds. I think you can still.
He said they play Leeds.
No
offense to any Leeds fans out there.
But you can still pack some hat-tricks or some braces in some games.
Yeah.
And like you said, rotation
rotation is his biggest enemy right now.
For Pep Guardiola is crazy.
I think we should allow one person from our Twitter space get a say in. Do you think everybody's hand is up. There is no way I'm gonna let you in. Nigeria Scouts, this is my hot take for this week. Liverpool is going to peep Manchester United to the top 4 position. Do you agree?
Completely, 100%.
I didn't expect you to say anything otherwise. So tell me how that's going to happen. Liverpool, obviously, they're in a good vein of form. But Manchester United, they have some tough games coming up. And they've kind of been shaky in the last couple of weeks. How do you think it would be plausible for Liverpool to actually take that position?
It depends on 2 things. Liverpool winning all, or at least most of their remaining matches, which people have said it's not possible. But here we are, back-to-back wins, and we are still going. Even if we are looking like we are struggling as we are doing it, we are still winning. United, since they lost Lisandro and Varane, as I said, their defense has been shitty. With Ota Maguire, Casemiro's legs are gone. He's an old man. He has done his best.
Wow.
The best in the world, in my opinion, but he's an old man. They can't use him that much and expect the same level of consistent performance back to back. So yeah, if Casemiro's legs are gone, no Lisandro, Man U would struggle.
Pooja, I want to ask you this. Manchester United, Liverpool.
I think, people have written them off, and they are in the phase where they are trying to salvage something from the season. Talking about Liverpool.
Yeah.
And I think how they've been playing, you're not playing well, you're picking point. That's big deal for
So you don't think they're in form yet?
They're not in form. They struggle. Thiago, Alcantara of this world, they struggled, but they find a way to win games, which is very key. And that's what Man United are not doing. If you are two goals up against Spurs, you should kill that game off. So if you don't find a way to win games, it looks like Liverpool could hedge it. But if Man United find a way, if Rashford continue this way, score goals for them and find a way to close their kiosk like Musa, they can actually get a top 4.
One team that should be closing up their shop and becoming aka the proverbial Musa, or shall I say Brother Bernard, is of course Chelsea. Now this is Ozo's hot take. Even though he doesn't totally agree, but it's a hot take that I think we should discuss.
Yeah.
It goes like this. No Chelsea player makes the starting lineup of teams in the top 6. That is top 6 being Arsenal, Man City, and I'm going as position on the table. Arsenal, Man City, Newcastle, Man U, Tottenham, and Aston Villa.
You know what they say sometimes? 2 things can be true. You look at this Chelsea side this season. Sometimes I think on this show, 2 episodes earlier, and I was making a reference to the bench Chelsea had in the game against Madrid.
Right.
And you look at that bench and you're asking yourself, why are Chelsea where they're why are they where they are this year? But in all honesty, we know that in sports, you are what your record says you are.
Yeah. Facts.
And let's be honest, Chelsea this season, they've been horrible. They've been abysmal. And you look at the game against Brentford and you have you have a team that was pretty much just jam-packed with midfield players. That tells me that Lampard is actually clueless at this point. I think what he's doing now, he's just throwing things on the wall and trying to see what is going to stick. The funny thing about that analogy is that's pretty much what Chelsea have done all season. They've signed tons and tons of players and without having a clear direction or a clear pattern to what they really want to achieve. If you're Arsenal now, I mean, I love Granit Xhaka, but I'll definitely take Enzo Fernandez over Granit Xhaka at this point in time. I would, because I think that's one I would. Most of the teams in the top six would have Thiago Silva.
So let's say you said in Arsenal, one person that you know he would
yeah, that would be good. Yeah, I think would probably Enzo Fernandez.
So if we move further and say, okay, Man City, which Chelsea player will enter the starting lineup of Manchester City?
None. Like, have you seen City's bench?
None.
No. I don't think. I think City, they are one of those sides. I think if we're doing this, let's just say
Arsenal.
The top six, no, let's say the top six excluding City, because City they've got so many talented football.
Even City's bench, which Chelsea player will enter City's bench?
But let's
I think that's more realistic.
But even all of us here as fans,
manager.
I mean, Puja is bad, I swear down.
I don't even think Lampard will get on the coaching staff of Man City either.
What is that?
Wow, what's a hot take?
But honestly, I don't know what you think. What do you think is the fundamental problem for this Chelsea side this season?
Well, what Puja just said just cracked me. All right,
that's it.
So basically, a team is supposed to actually look out on what they actually need, not to just bring in players in there. You can have a whole lot of bunch of players, but they are doing same thing that one player is doing, and you cannot have options. So this is the problem of Chelsea. They made a lot of signings and without focus on target on what they really want. There are so many factors that will make you use players to your own advantage. It depends on the manager. If you see when Conte was in Chelsea, when Moses was there, he made a formation that will suit Moses to play, and Moses played that position perfectly well. And Moses was playing like a right fullback, but he was playing offensive. And then when he's defending, also the defending five. So that formation worked for them. And, Moses was not seen in that kind of this thing. So a coach will actually study his players, and find a suitable formation for them to play. You can do anything you want to do with your players. It's a matter of understanding on how you want them to work on the pitch. So when you have those players, talented players, and you cannot get results, for me, I think is the problem of the manager.
If I'm not mistaken, this is their third coach of the season.
Yeah.
If we go as far back as the last couple of seasons, this would be their fifth coach.
If I was Lampard and I was offered this job, my contract, I'm going to say to the club, is that I want my contract to start from next season, because this season is done already. Too many things have happened in the team. They've changed a lot of coaches and no result and all that. You cannot just come in and then begin to form magic.
The players
Even
are confused.
the day he signed, I told my friend, he's just carried Wahala on his head like this, because the thing will come like big breeze and blow him.
I agree with you, Onazi, because remember, after the signing, the episode we had, and I said, this job for Lampard is a poison chalice. I didn't see him winning or getting anything positive. And the question still remains the same. And I don't know, I'd like to get, Jimmy, I'd like to get you on Puja's sake. What happens to Lampard's coaching career from here on out? To me, I think it's done.
It's done himself more harm than good.
Because I'm almost looking at a Gary Neville type situation where I do not see him getting any serious job offers anytime soon.
I think he can still, because now he's still a darling of the press. They are not, of course, you've lost 6 games on the bounce, scored 1 goal, 28 goals considered, and there's no opera in the media. Like, it's done and dusted.
No, I don't think it's a media propaganda.
No,
so to speak.
Conte was still very much in the top 4 race, and it was like he was doing a very bad job.
I dare say he was also employed because he's an Englishman, because he's a Chelsea player. That's why they brought him in. Now,
and that is why we continue to get jobs.
Before he got into this Chelsea position, what was his career looking like anyways?
Yes.
He was in oblivion. He's not going to be there at the end of the season. Already they're about to sign a new contract with Pochettino. None of those Chelsea players in that dressing room today can start up their careers to be level with Lampard. None of them. So they brought him in to kind of motivate them to say, yo, he's a legend. He knows about the game from a Chelsea point of view. Try and motivate these players. But even that has failed.
And that's what I'm saying. He will continue to get jobs. Because if you...
How though?
No, because
he's British?
If you finish like that at Everton, you don't have any business at Chelsea.
No, but I'm saying the only reason why he's at Chelsea is because
he's a Chelsea legend.
And that is, so he's not going to get the Chelsea job next season. So where would he get a job? Nowhere.
And that is why the narrative will continue. Because if he's doing as bad as this, and the media is not flogging it, that means there's narrative somewhere that will still pull up stats. I'm
disagreeing with you because I am saying the media is not flogging it because he's brought there for something else. They already even complained when he was employed to be in the position. Why put him in? Why not get Pochettino? I'm being long-winded and we're taking too much time on these Chelsea issues. So we're talking about big games now. It's time for us to look into the week coming. One of the biggest games this weekend is Manchester United taking on Aston Villa. Manchester United are one of the shakiest teams in the league today. They are currently in 4th position. Aston Villa are knocking on the door. How do you see this game playing out, Ogenyi?
You never can tell what's going to happen in this game. But I see Manchester United with the prestige and the name and with what they have gone through these few games, I go for Manchester United.
Puja's not going to like that, but let me ask you. Manchester United against Aston Villa. Unai Emery versus the one I said he's better than Ten Hag.
Since the injuries to Martinez and Rafael Varane, they'll be conceding goals.
Right.
We saw what happened at against Sevilla, down to against Spurs, and I think it will be a draw for me. I think Emery is he's smelling. He's a big manager. For Aston Villa, they are looking like they're on a good trajectory under Emery.
Also, I want to ask you a different angle to this question. If Manchester United don't get top 4 as a result of not winning this game or Aston Villa taking it from them, is their season a failure?
100%. I mean, no. Let's be honest. I know
they won a trophy already.
No. I know, but this may sound like sour grapes, especially
in the FA Cup final.
No, even if United win the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup, I'm sure if you ask the directors at the football club and also Ten Hag, because remember. Finishing in the Champions League gives you more money to spend,
of course,
and also it helps the type of players that you can pull to your football club. So yeah, I think United for me, they would rather lose the FA Cup and finish in the Champions League places.
So how do you think that game plays out? Aston Villa, Manchester United.
I think I'll just sit on the fence for this one. I'd like to give Aston Villa the edge. I'm kind of leaning towards Villa, but. Seeing the way United at some point they were in the lead against Spurs. I mean, that's not saying too much because it's Spurs, but I think I'll lean a draw, say maybe 2-2 draw.
I think it's going to be a victory for Manchester United. Although my predictions have been wrong for the last 3 weeks.
so hopefully it stays the same.
So hopefully it stays the same. Liverpool is our topic right now. Liverpool taking on Spurs. Liverpool, they seem to be having a return to form. They're not exactly there yet, but they're grinding out results. The opposite is what we will say for Spurs because they've recently fired their manager again. And they've now gotten to a position where even the players have to dig. Well, they dug deep, I would say. They were lucky as well to get that result against Manchester United. So their next game is against Liverpool. Is this a bigger game than the Manchester United game for Spurs, or is it a bigger game for Liverpool than it is for Spurs? Again,
I think the results are going to be really, really difficult to predict, to be honest. They are going to be really difficult to predict, but I know that Liverpool are going to win this game too as well.
Of course, because also they're playing at Anfield. Anfield is a place that no team, if in form or out of form, wants to go to except your Real Madrid.
No, my brother, what is happening right now in football, there's no home and away.
I believe
they
you.
Flog anybody. Yeah, you will collect to anyhow. In your home, away, anyhow, you will just collect it.
All right, let me try and get someone in from our Twitter space. You have your hand up, Belgium AFTV. It's good to have you here. So give us your take. Pleasure. Give us your take. I'm going to keep you on to talk about Arsenal, Chelsea for a second. But what do you think? Okay. Liverpool versus Spurs. I know you don't like Spurs, but how do you think they will perform? How do you think they'll perform at Anfield?
Well, you know what? Well, obviously, we saw what's been happening with Spurs, isn't it? I mean, of late, recent top forms, and they came to But at one point, Conte wanted to stay down, but I think because Levy didn't want to let him go, but he just thought that, you know what, there are too many mess around there. So he decided to leave. Now, coming back to the game itself, Liverpool, they start picking up points. They're stepping up because obviously, you know that Klopp is an experienced coach, so they're stepping up. And I think against Tottenham, I'm sorry, Tottenham's going to lose that game.
No need to be sorry here. We agree with you.
No, to Tottenham fans, because it's not like they were saying our Arsenal. Because I just saw that.
So let us actually talk about Arsenal. It's good to have someone that is currently in London, that is able to tell us what the atmosphere is like right now. What's your thought process? What's your frame of mind going into this game against Chelsea? What are you expecting?
Well, hopefully these players, they've recovered. They've saw what happened to them retrospectively and what they went wrong. And the coach, because do you know what? I don't like blaming the coach for too much. Because obviously he's put us into this good position. But sometimes I think that Teta got to be flexible with his setup, because the way we set up against City were playing with double pivot.
Exactly.
Everyone, because people were blaming Partey. What can Partey do?
What's your prediction?
So my prediction, to come back to the game against, obviously I know that Chelsea, they'll come out because they've lost recently. And we to Arsenal, we lost. And at home, last season, we beat them at home. So my prediction will be, we got to start with the winning way. So I'm looking at Arsenal winning that too by 2-0.
2-0.
We got to start. Yeah.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you, my brother.
Thank you, bro.
All right, so it's time for us to go quickly and straight into it. It's time for us to stake our claims. Now, we made our predictions in-house, but I'm going to go from top to bottom. The last match we're predicting is, of course, Manchester City versus Fulham. So, starting with Ogenyi, just for clarity, Manchester United versus Aston Villa. What's your prediction?
I think 2-1.
2-1. Okay, that's your stake on that. Your next game you're going to be staking your claim on is Liverpool Spurs.
3-1 Liverpool.
3-1 Liverpool. It's on record. You said it. Arsenal versus Chelsea. What's your take?
3-0.
3-0 Chelsea?
No, impossible. No, Chelsea. I will say this one. When Funny Bone and my other people who are Chelsea fans, please, today you will not like me because the way Chelsea is going down is like they want to find oil on the ground.
3-0 to the league leaders, Arsenal. I love it. And last but not least, Manchester City versus Fulham. It's away, Man City is away.
4-1, it doesn't matter.
All right, moving on to Pooja. Pooja, what's your prediction? Manchester United versus Aston Villa.
I think it will be a score draw.
A score draw?
Yeah, like a 2-2.
2-2 draw.
Yes.
Okay, Liverpool Spurs.
Liverpool to win. Anfield, 3-1.
3-1 in favor of Liverpool at Anfield. Arsenal, Chelsea at the Emirates.
Chelsea on promo. So let's go for Arsenal. And Arsenal need to, start winning.
So what's your prediction? 2-1 for Arsenal. Yeah. Arsenal will concede.
Arsenal we always consider them
at home,
especially without Saliba. Yeah. Fulham versus Manchester City.
With that form, they would destroy Fulham.
I know I shouldn't ask, but I have to.
I won't go for 4-1, but I'll go for 3-1.
3-1. They will consider. Yeah, Man City also concede.
They
also concede. Actually.
As well.
That's what gives people hope. Right. Talking about hope, a man that has a lot of hope.
Hope is what we believe in.
Hope is what kills us.
It's the hope that kills you being an Arsenal fan.
So, Manchester United versus Aston Villa.
2-2.
2-2. Liverpool Spurs. You don't see that as a draw?
No. 4-2. The Harry Kane would definitely get like a goal or two.
He always gets a goal. Maybe he's due for 2 now.
Nah, I mean he could get the 2, but that's fine.
But I think,
I think Liverpool win that one 4-2.
Liverpool to win that one 4-2. Then Arsenal versus Chelsea, another 4-2.
Arsenal Chelsea, I'd say. I believe Arsenal will concede, but probably get 3 goals. So Arsenal to win 3-1.
Okay, and last but not least, Fulham hosting Manchester City, the supposed defending champions.
Fulham at Craven Cottage. Hopefully, Arsenal gets the rub off the green.
Hopefully,
from one of their London brothers. So I would say maybe one of the
The
dumbest
highest
predictions
reviews,
ever. The
draws.
most biased prediction ever. Fulham to win.
He
2-1.
said Fulham to win. He said Fulham to win. He said Fulham to win.
But now is in life sometimes you have to speak things into
Impossible.
existence. So I say Fulham to win 2-1.
Maybe you will be herbalist for that.
Yo, I want it on record. Look into my balls, my eyeballs, right? Ozo has just stated what my heart is telling me, that Fulham will defeat Man City.
No, if
By 2 goals to what?
yeah,
1.
2 goals to 1. Put quote and end quote Ozo Mena.
If it happens, I'll come for
Hey.
maybe you can see my future.
No, Ozo is taking me out.
Nostradamus.
So it's the last prediction you're making. Fulham. Okay, Fulham. That was your final.
That was my final one. Yeah.
All right, here we go. It's time for me to make my prediction so we can end the show. Manchester United taking on Aston Villa. My prediction for that particular game is actually going to surprise you because I've said it before. I think Unai Emery is better than Ten Hag. So this would be the moments United get to realize that. Aston Villa to win by 2-0 at Old Trafford. My next game I'll predict is going to be Spurs taking on Liverpool. And it's going to be another controversial one because my heart says Liverpool will do the job. My head is saying Liverpool can do the job. But that thing that football brings to the table every time is saying, don't count out these Spurs. They are fifth for a reason. So I'm going to say Spurs to bounce back. 1-0 victory at Anfield. I said it. Arsenal-Chelsea. Arsenal to win by 4-3.
4-3.
It's going to be that kind of game.
Carnival of goals.
Both teams are very, very porous at the back. Both teams are coming off serious losses. Both teams are desperate
to win.
And last but not least, Fulham taking on Manchester City. Ozo has already done a hot take on that one, so I'm going to go with the regular take, which is 4-0 to Man City.
I mean, but your predictions have been wrong, so hopefully we still. Yeah. What's on that?
You know what made that funny? Because you laughed again. If you did not laugh like that, it won't. Why?
That's actually a good thing.
My predictions have been wrong.
No, we need this one to be wrong.
My predictions are going to be correct.
The one that you just made against Man City, what do you think is that one?
And let me ask him. See, Pot calling kettle black.
That's exactly what it is. That's me being hopeful.
I will retire from football.
Enough activity happening in the studio right now. I want to say thank you very much to Ogenyi Onazi, ex-Super Eagles International, and of course a future coach. I don't know what team you'll be coaching, but we'll be looking forward to finding out. He's still playing, and we wish you all the best this weekend and of course for the rest of the season. Thank you for joining us on the show. Any last words?
Thank you very much. It's really nice to speak to you guys. The show is amazing. I've been trying to follow on Twitter too as well. People are really connecting. And I hope that we have more of this. It's a very good interactive section. And it was good to speak with the rest of the guys in the studio.
Thank you.
Nice one from you. And we will connect. No worries.
Thank you.
Normal level.
Of course, my G. Thanks,
Bless
man.
up, bro. Bless
Thanks,
up.
Bless.
Final words,
right,
Pooja?
Nothing much. I just want maybe a week of drama. Maybe Aston Villa should do something tangible at Old Trafford.
I mean, I'm on that page.
Chelsea to get back to winning ways against Arsenal.
What is like you started the show with grenade. Now you are putting landmines on the floor. What is your problem?
Even you can pity them.
Pity who?
6 losses on the bounce.
Will be good.
Pity them now.
You've had 5. Why not make it 6? Thank you, Pooja. I appreciate you. Also, last words.
Now one word: hope. So yeah,
that is what kills us.
But that's just where if you're an Arsenal fan, that's all you can hold on to now. So hopeful that maybe the results turn out in Arsenal's favor. That's just it for me.
All right, for me, I only have one word to say. This is Budweiser's Kings of Football show.